Now, I want to throw something out super fast, and this is going to be very, very helpful for you. Take note of it because you're probably going to utilize it one of these days when it comes down to your Medicare. If you love free stuff, having other people help you do things completely for free, make sure to jot this phone number down here. This is for Chapter Medicare. I partnered with them back at the beginning of 2025, about a year and a half ago or so, give or take a little bit, to help you with free one-on-one personalized Medicare help. Again, thousands and thousands of you have already called this phone number right here. A bunch of you are calling that phone number every day, by the way, getting that free one-on-one personalized Medicare help. And collectively, those of you in this community have saved about $3 million. Take advantage of that. Again, just write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. It's going to be very, very valuable for you. You're going to utilize that at some point here between now and the end of the year. That number is going to be your best friend when it comes down to your Medicare. You'll definitely want to utilize that. Anyway, just take note of it. And I think you're going to be a happy person once you take note of that number. And again, you utilize that for free help. All right, anyway. Let's talk about what's going on here. In fact, let's pop this article up, which, by the way, quick side note, this article has about 800 ads in it. I don't love that. I don't know why they put so many ads in a simple little article, but it's full of ads, and it's honestly kind of hard to read, but feel free to read through the details. Otherwise, just let me explain exactly what you need to know here. All right, so here's what happens. We all recognize this because this is one of the major downfalls with Medicare. Obviously, there's two different time frames throughout the year. There is annual enrollment, which is October 15th through December 7th. Okay, that comes up every single year where everybody on Medicare, about 70 million people, can change their plan. Okay, but January 1st through March 31st of every year, there is open enrollment, and that is just focused on Medicare Advantage individuals. Other than those time frames, we are pretty much locked in for the entire year with our Medicare. Essentially, the first of the year rolls around, our new plan goes into effect, and we are essentially locked in unless these windows come up that gives us the opportunity to change our plan, things like that, or the option to have a special enrollment period. So we are locked in our plan. But are the doctor's offices and the doctors and clinics and hospital systems also locked in just like us, the patients? Answer, no. They're not. They can make changes whenever they want. They really can. Okay, this is a nasty thing. So we're locked into our plan, thinking that we, have full access to our doctors, our hospital systems, our clinics, our whatever, wherever it was we're going to get our medical care. And they can literally, like I said earlier, metaphorically pull the plug on us and say, yeah, sorry, we're actually not accepting this plan anymore. We're not accepting Medicare anymore, whatever it happens to be. But here's the only rule behind it. They only need to give a 30-day written notice to us, the beneficiary, in order to make this exit. So literally, we could get a notice in our mailbox. We open it on up. It's a notice that says, oh yeah, your Dr. Johnson, I'm just making up a name by the way, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Smith, yeah, sorry, they're exiting the network and they're no longer going to be accepting Medicare or this Medicare Advantage plan, whatever it happens to be. Or another place they could do it is this entire hospital system is basically denying this whole plan. They can do this, okay, in the middle of the year. Okay, they can do this in April, they could do it in July, they could do it in September, they could do it in November. Doesn't matter. Anytime that they want, they can exit. They just need to give you a 30-day written notice. And meanwhile, we are locked in. Really, we're locked in on this, huh? So what do we do about it, right? Well, like I said, they need to give you that notice, okay? So there are a couple options that you could take. So what can you do? Well, number one, what I would say doing is, first off, you could call Chapter Medicare here to see what options you may have and talk them through the situation. And they can guide you on that to see like, hey, here's your options around this, in your specific area with your plan, what other options you may have. But the other thing too is you could see if a special enrollment period could be granted to you. Now, this is not necessarily standard practice. They're not necessarily going to come forward and say, oh yeah, you get a special enrollment period. Depending on the severity of the exit or the change to your plan, you may be granted a special enrollment period, which is literally an enrollment period throughout the middle of the year, aside from the open enrollment period or the annual enrollment period for the dates that I mentioned earlier, but essentially just an enrollment period throughout the middle of the year when you have disruption into your coverage or you lose coverage, where you have a special enrollment period that opens up for you, and that allows you to go in and out of plans and find a different plan that may be available for you. Okay, so that would be one of the major options that is out there. But as you can imagine, this would be very, very disruptive to a lot of people that are on these plans. And that's kind of one of the nasty parts about, I'm just going to say it, Medicare Advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. Medicare Advantage plans, there's positives and there's negatives, just like everything in the world, right? Everything has a positive, everything has a negative, essentially. But one of the negatives around Medicare Advantage plans is essentially this, which is, well, they can literally just middle of the year deny the entire plan. Doctor could move out of network, hospital system, office, clinic, whatever it happens to be, could just say, yep, we're done. We're not accepting this anymore. Middle of the service year. And then beneficiaries are stuck at that point. Now, I want to throw this out there. In the last couple of years, we've been seeing a lot of these dramatic shifts around Medicare Advantage. More and more and more hospital systems and offices and clinics are no longer accepting Medicare Advantage or a lot of the Medicare Advantage plans. We've been seeing a huge disruption in these plans over the last few years. And again, I've been pounding the table on this and why it's so important to literally have a resource like this, the phone number here for free Medicare help from a trusted advisor, to have resources like this on speed dial to be like, hey, my Medicare just got jacked up. What am I supposed to do? And what are my options right now? That's what I'm saying. To have a resource like this, to get that free one-on-one personalized help is so incredibly important, which is why I said take a picture, take a screenshot, write it down, jot it down, whatever you got to do just to have that number at your disposal in the event that you have a disruption in your actual coverage. Does that kind of make sense? Now, I had a video out as well, maybe, I don't know, a month ago, give or take a little bit. It could have been month and a half, I don't know. A while ago, I had a video out, and I was talking about how some of these Medicare Advantage plans as well are also changing benefits, like their ancillary benefits, in the middle of the year as well, which is also kind of nuts because we're locked in and we chose a specific plan for a specific reason, and then the middle of the benefit year, they're coming in saying, oh yeah, you know these extra ancillary benefits that are coming along with your benefit or your plan? Oh yeah, we're just going to go ahead and reduce some of those. They can do that as well. So it seems kind of shady. I'm just being real. Seems kind of shady that they're pulling that off, right? So, but they can do that. They can do that. Just middle of the service year, we can't do anything. We're locked in. And they're coming forward saying, oh, yeah, we're going to change up your plan now that you're locked in. I don't know. Seems pretty sketchy to me, but it's something they can do. Anyway, I had a video, a dedicated video talking about that. Again, maybe like a month or so ago, give or take a little bit. You can watch that if you want to. I honestly don't even know the video title, but it's back there. It's in the Medicare playlist here on the channel if you want to check that one out. But just want to point this out for you. And again, I'm not here to scare anybody.